right, back for week 2. I'm getting pretty pumped. I wrote a bunch of notes this time so I can keep myself on track. So once again, just introduce myself. My name is Dan. And yeah, so looking forward to getting into it. So why am I even doing this in the first place? Well, I have gone to university and did an education degree with a major in psychology. Had an absolute blast. Got my teaching degree. While I was there, fell in love with photography. Took a general arts, general sciences class, learned black and white film, and absolutely fell in love with photography. I always had a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit when I was a kid. Had a lawn cutting business, a snow shoveling business. And so in my last year of university, decided to give the photography thing a try and ended up going back to college to do multimedia. And so I did multimedia for 3 years and then moved back to Thunder Bay, married my beautiful wife and started a family. And she let me basically get my business off the ground, and she did all of the heavy lifting, paid all of the bills, and really allowed me to kind of dig in and really give this a go. I don't know where I would be if I wasn't given that opportunity. She is incredible and a great partner, and like I said, just cannot thank her enough for giving me full latitude to pursue this and not try and do a side job while trying to make a business, because it generally takes 5 years to get a business off the ground, and I got mine up and running pretty well in kind of 2.5 to 3 years. So I started a photography business, started with friends and family and weddings and stuff like everyone does, and slowly branched out, emailed a bunch of people in real estate, started shooting some real estate. That gave me a bit of a portfolio to do commercial work. Have done a ton of commercial work since then, still do a little bit of family and wedding stuff, but not a ton. I've had a blast with it. I don't really use my teaching degree. I supply every once in a while. I get to supply in my kids' class, which is awesome. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I love what I'm doing, but I really want to teach, but I just don't have the desire to teach in the traditional education system. I really want to be able to, kind of do it like this as opposed to being in a classroom. I've never really liked following traditional rules and guidelines and kind of do things outside the box and in a weird way. So yeah, I feel like this is a great avenue for me to explore, and I feel like I'm ready to modify my career and kind of try this on for size and see how it goes. I learned about an ancient practice or thought process, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's called Ikigai. It's a Japanese philosophy where it is the reason for being. And it is when you find something that is your love, your passion, your mission, your vocation, and your profession all in one. I love photography. I love teaching. And I feel like this way of delivering it will be able to hopefully encompass all of that. It'll allow me to reach a way bigger audience and over time hopefully build something really special. I'm kind of trying to take you along for the ride with me. I have 0 followers. I just started a brand new YouTube channel with everything. I want to start from 0. I don't want to tell family and friends that I'm doing this. I don't want people watching it just to be nice. I want to just start putting out content, and I'm probably going to put out 20 or 30 videos before anyone even sees a single one, and that's okay. I'm not doing this for anybody at the moment. This whole year, my game plan is to just put out minimum one video a week, basically just telling a story about myself and how I got to where I am, and just little life lessons and things like that, so I don't really have to do a lot of research to do this content, and I'm able to just kind of go off the top of my head and kind of do some storytelling and practice and get my lighting dialed in and my microphone dialed in and my video stuff dialed in and just learn and practice and hopefully make a whole bunch of mistakes and fix them before anyone's actually even watching this. So that's the plan. And so what am I even going to be focusing on with these videos? It's kind of going to be like a digital classroom. I don't know yet exactly, something along those lines. So the name of the channel is Decentral Ed. So it's like decentralized education, just like Bitcoin is a decentralized protocol. And there's going to be new social networks that are decentralized, meaning that it's kind of spread out and there's not one central hub. I really feel like this is going to be the future of education. I think there's going to be a lot of really talented online educators that create really good content. And then hopefully there are in-person educators that are able to use their own teaching style and then also pull from these different online educators to have smaller homeschool style education where they are able to have little communities of 8 to 10 to 12 students where they basically are able to teach what they want, how they want, do outdoor stuff and do all kinds of fun, unique stuff. I really not a big fan of the way the school system's currently set up, and that's part of the reason I don't really want to be teaching in it. Like I said, I like outside the box, kind of fun. Everything that I remember from school that was a fond memory is generally like the weird stuff that you did. Like my outdoor ed class that I had was phenomenal. I remember everything from it. I remember, baking in my grade 3 class. I remember building a medieval castle in my grade 4 class. All kinds of stuff like that. Like it wasn't the homework, the sheets of work and all that boring stuff that just kind of teachers fall back on because it's the same stuff over and over and over every year. So looking to create something special. Going to focus on the things that I'm good at and not necessarily teach everything. It's not going to be curriculum based. It's going to be more kind of real world based. And if there is any curriculum that crosses over into what it is, I'm going to try and put that in the notes as well. So that way, if there are any like in school traditional teachers that find this content, they're able to use some of it and have it be curriculum based and actually function and work for them as well. And so the idea is love math, absolutely love math, hoping that I'm able to kind of break stuff down to first principles. Science, going to come up with some super cool, fun, hands-on science experiments and figure out ways for you to be able to do them at home and, buy stuff at the dollar store and do really cool stuff, hopefully inside and outside. Love outdoor ed, some kind of, starting fires, building shelters, water purification, fun different experiments and stuff that you can do outside, traditional medicines and different neat things like that. Potentially some health stuff, fitness stuff. In the kitchen, I love cooking. I absolutely love cooking. Some absolute basics when it comes to like trimming meat, cooking chicken, prepping veggies, doing soups, baking, all kinds of stuff like that. I love cooking in the kitchen. It's a skill that not everybody has, and it's fun. It's hands-on, and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Entrepreneurship is a big one. It does not get taught very much in school, and I feel like I'm hopefully uniquely qualified in this aspect because like I said, I went to college, I went to university, and I've started a business and run a successful business for the last 12 plus years. Started with photography, done a ton of real estate, ton of commercial photography, started a photo booth company, which has actually gone just awesome. It's the biggest part of my business right now. I really enjoy it. It's something that I'm able to grow and scale a little bit, and so I really like that part of the business right now. I'm hoping that it can grow to the point where I can hire people to have it run itself, so I'm able to, when hopefully this takes off, I'm able to have a team run that while I kind of focus on this kind of stuff. And then books and podcasts. It's something I was never that good at English, but I love learning. I love the idea of books, but I always had a really hard time and I struggled with reading, and it took me a long time, and I would always kind of space out and think of other stuff, and I wouldn't retain a lot of what I was reading. And so I ton of audiobooks. I consume at least one a month. I watch hours and hours and hours of podcasts on things that really interest me, from university style lectures to financial content and everything in between. And I'm going to basically just talk about different ones that I find interesting and why, and hopefully other people will find value in them as well. And then potentially some music stuff. I am not musically talented whatsoever, but my brother is a phenomenal musician, and I would love to have him come on and do some guitar lessons and some fun music stuff. And I also met another really talented musician when I was in Teachers College named Mr. G, and he's awesome, and he's local here too, so I might be able to twist his arm and get him to do some fun stuff with us as well. And then obviously, like I said, Bitcoin and financial stuff, because once again, financial literacy is not something that is taught in any meaningful way in school. Like, you learn about money and stuff like that, but when it comes to running a business, invoicing, contracts, balancing a budget, taxes, how money comes into creation, why there's inflation, all that kind of stuff, it just is not something that you generally learn in school. Spirituality, I won't focus on any one religion in particular. I've had my own long struggles with spirituality and trying to figure out what this whole crazy world's all about. And I just like talking about everything when it comes to that. And so, like I said, like, I will be talking about different aspects of different religions, and actually how a lot of them kind of cross over and are saying the same thing, but just in slightly different ways. And it just, I feel like some sort of spirituality is extremely beneficial to keep you grounded and on the right path, I guess. And then the last thing is a little bit of politics. Hopefully not too much, but at the same time, it's important to understand the basics of politics and how it works, because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to us to keep politicians in check and hopefully keep things on the right path. And so everything is going to basically be online, kind of like this. Hopefully, I'm going to be figuring out different podcasting type content and programs, so that way I can like do this and then pull up charts and screen share and do all kinds of cool stuff. But like I said, no one's going to see the first 20 episodes or videos or whatever I post. So I have time to learn. So this is episode number 2, and after this one, I'm going to basically start telling stories. And so next week I'll be telling a story, and then in between, if I'm feeling ambitious, like I said, I might start doing one-off things between math, science, outdoor ed, and different stuff, just to kind of see what the different filming will look like inside or outside or whatever. Like, cooking will be in the kitchen, the outdoor ed stuff will be outside, math and science. Well, math might be like this, but with some sort of screen sharing and a whiteboard, or who knows? Don't know yet. Have lots of time to figure it out. And yeah, I think that's kind of about it. So that's week 2. Excited to see how this grows, and hopefully some people stumble across my channel eventually. All right, see you next week.